Go.
Alright, my name is Shay Stone. We're looking at John Deere. So John Deere is an American corporation that manufactures agriculture, construction, and makes machinery, diesel engines, and lawn care equipment. It was founded in 1837 in Illinois. Best known for their farming equipment, like I said before, and especially tractors and combines. It's a global leader in agriculture and uses advanced technologies, which I'll talk about in the future, and data analytics in their machinery to be more efficient and productive for farmers. So this little drop here was they released that their sales are down, so that was just a little drop. Right here was Q4 earnings, where they were beating, but also around here was a lot of like confusion with, I forget exactly what it was, but everyone was saying that they did something terrible. Like it was like the beginning of like November 20th, I think it was November 20th, where there's a lot of videos about just John Deere, but this has happened in the entire year, where everyone's criticized John Deere, but it's not really affected that much. At the beginning of December, they laid off about, I think it was 110 people in Iowa. I believe Iowa is their biggest I think they produce their most manufacturing in Iowa. While also just declining farmers' incomes, and just a bad financial outlook. But then in the beginning of the year, John Deere introduced autonomous machinery, which just counters, or like that's the decrease in farmers, because their machinery now doesn't need humans to operate, and a lot of analysts just increase their price target for 2025 and then tariffs. So I did John Deere, Caterpillar, and AGCO. AGCO is an agriculture company, like Derek said, and Caterpillar. They're very similar with Caterpillar for EPS, earnings per share, E and K. Price sales, AGCO wins, like Derek said, they're not very good financially, just the sales and books were. Beta is very close, it's pretty good, very consistent. Operating margins, Caterpillar wins, but they are pretty similar to Caterpillar. Return on assets, again, Caterpillar wins. Dividends, they have pretty high dividends, very similar to Caterpillar, which is good. And then annual report, their last annual report, they did move, have worse sales and income, dropped around 3,000 for sales and 1,000 for income. Production was down 22%, but they're introducing autonomous tractors to counter the decrease in farmers. Earnings per share are pretty high. It's around where everyone else is except AGCO. Their tracks are kind of off, but their debt is pretty high compared to CAT. Debt for capital, pretty high. As opinions, a lot of them say hold. I think the majority is hold. There's a few high buys, but moderate buy to hold. So the drivers, they're investing in AI and GPS-based precision to help reduce labor dependency. It's a very reliable company. It's been a very reliable company for many years. They're focusing on efficient farming with low emission, which is great right now, and in the future, and pretty good financials. Threats is agriculture downturn. Interest rates are high, which affects the loan costs, because a lot of these farmers are loaning out the equipment, and the layoffs and production relocation because of the tariffs, and then the current weather is affecting crop yields. So I think we should buy, unless we are gonna buy more Caterpillar, but we need to talk about that in the future.
Questions? Good.
Yeah.
So, you mentioned their income drop, that's like mostly from the revenue being down $14 million in the last couple of years. I know you said that that's from like just a decrease in agricultural interest and like in agricultural finances. Is that across the board though with other agricultural industry, like industrial agricultural companies?
Honestly, the entire agricultural industry is dropping just because there's fewer farmers that are not buying it.
Is that
And that's sort of something that I touched on as well. Like it was the same thing with Caterpillar.
But it was.
But I mean, there's. Wait, what was your question? Was it about sales?
Yeah, I mean, if their sales are, their revenue's down $14 million, $14 million since their since 2023. Cat's not. Cat's not
Cats.
I'm asking, are all
Cat's
agricultural
expected to be
companies
up.
seeing this big drop, and is that like a threat that you think is significant?
I don't think it's that bad of a threat. Like, it is dropping, but they're trying to like the automation. I think majority of companies are turning to this automation because there's less people working their machinery. But I think it will. I don't know.
That's fine.
So between your two companies here, which one is most diversified and which one is just the first part?
Most diversified.
What do you mean as
In the equipment that they're producing, like how many fields are they covering over?
I
Are they?
think Caterpillar is probably a little bit more diverse, but I would say
I think
that
they're both very diverse. Like
John Deere's more innovative right now.
Yeah.
They're trying to implement more AI and things like that.
yeah.
One question I had. So right now we are looking at an all-time high.
Yeah.
So would we still want to buy right now, or do we want to wait and buy? Wait and look later at the end of the year.
At the end of the year, I don't think it's going to change that much. But it is an all-time high, so it is. And every single time it's been on a high, it's kind of on a decrease. But I don't know if it's. I think we should probably wait. Alright, we're gonna let it ride.
All right. Any other questions?